going to do a decorated pumpkin. Now, I am a scaredy cat. I don't like a lot of scary Halloween decor because I'm a wimp. I like my stuff to be cute, and candy corn is the big theme that I did for my wreath and my garland outside last year. And I just bought some of those, like those plastic blow mold ones from Walmart that have kind of a candy corn color. So I'm going to do a jack-o'-lantern. Now, so this is the jack-o'-lantern. I think he's the 10-inch one. I got him from the at-home store. And he does light up. I've put 3 AAA batteries inside him. Hey there. Let's get lit. All right. I'm going to turn him off for now. And what I have done is, you can kind of see here, and I will cover it up better, but this is a spray insulation. I think this one was Loctite, but I typically use gaps and cracks. And I sprayed it right on here because I have tried to glue floral foam onto things like this before with E6000 and with hot glue. And when I add the heavier attachments, it tends to just pop off. It melts the floral foam, it pops off. So I do like gaps and cracks for stuff like this. So I have already sprayed gaps and cracks on here. And then I kind of gave him a little toupee, right? I put some Spanish moss on his head. So he's got like a little wig. He looks like he doesn't want to be seen out in public with his 20 years younger girlfriend. Okay. So I've got him. I have some other supplies that I have picked up. This I got from Alexander and Company when I was at Wreath Makers Live. So this is a pick, and it's got, as you can see, it's got 5 of these little candy corn colored things on here. Now, I'm not going to stick it in here like that. I'm going to pull it apart. We're going to be selective as to where we put these. It should go in. However, I do have a pick machine here. Sometimes I will put a pick at the end of it. It's a very metallic, sharp, stabby thing, for lack of a better word. And I can show you how I do that. But you can also take things like this. If it's not hard enough to go into the foam, and normally it should be, this particular, don't use Loctite. I did, and I regret it. Use gaps and cracks. But you can wrap it around these. These are just like the wood picks, or you can wrap it around bamboo to stick it in there and really make sure it is sitting within that foam. So I have these. The other thing I have, this is from Joann from the Bloom Room. This is a candy corn pick, and it has all sorts of different branches on here. So I will probably be breaking these off and putting these in there individually as well. I think I'm only going to end up using one of these. And the other stuff I have, these came from the dollar store, guys, the dollar store. But they're really cute, and the quality seems pretty good. So, like, I'm not going to knock it being dollar store, you know. Sometimes it's not always great, but this time it was. Now, this came from Michael's, $5.99, but obviously you wait till they have the 40% off. I think I might have even gotten some of these last year. But these are going to go in here as well. So I'm not sure exactly what I'm all going to put in there. It's going to be chock full of stuff. I always like to have a little bit of a floral touch. I just got these yesterday from Walmart. They were $3.98, but they're from Walmart, and they've got these glitter edges, which is perfect. It's a nice, good budget item. These, I believe I got from Craft Outlet. I may not use these only because the orange on that is like neon orange, and it's not really pumpkin orange. So if you can see, there's kind of like, kind of goes. So I might use these, I might not. So for now, I'm going to move these off to the side. Oh, I got a whole big pile of extra stuff over there. And then I believe I got these at Alexander and Company as well when I was at Wreath Makers Live, but I believe they have a website. But the cupcakes, like, they're so cute, and I like, that's more my aesthetic. I like edible Halloween. Well, because I eat my feelings, but that's a whole other thing. And then some of the other things we're going to do is I have some of these already made up. In order to fill in some of the space on top of the pumpkin, like kind of around the back or, you know, as we go, I do have some of these ruffles made. Now, these are made with 10-inch mesh. I cut them 20 inches long. I ruffled it up. I attached it with the pipe cleaner. And then I attached a floral pick to the pipe cleaner. So this is the pick I was talking about. I have a pick machine because I make a lot of stuff. So it was worth it for me. But I got mine used on eBay. I think I got it used. Highly recommend it because it saves a lot of money. So I might use some of these in there. I have three black and three of these. I'm not quite sure which color scheme I'm going to go with. I'm kind of thinking maybe a mix of both. I don't know, but I think there's going to be enough orange and yellow that maybe I'll put in some black. So I think we're going to do that. But the first thing we're going to do, guys, is the fun part. So his focal point is really going to be a bow. And we're going to kind of put his bow over here on this side, off to the side. I don't want it covering his eyes, but we're going to kind of put him off that way. Get that little glue snot off of him. There we go. So we're going to start by making a bow. This ribbon right here that I'm winding back up, this is going to be the top layer. I'm going to have a lot of ribbons in this bow just because I like it. But these are the ribbons I'm going to start with. This one is a little bit thinner of a pattern, so I wanted to have 3 2.5-inch ribbons, and then I'll have 2 1.5-inch ribbons. So we're going to start by making the bow. So what I'm going to do is show you guys how I make the bow. I'm going to make sure you guys can see it. I'm going to pull this back a little bit. I want you to be able to see both sides. Now this is the Easy Bows Design Pro. This is my favorite tool in the whole wide world. But they also make a smaller one. There is an affiliate link to this in my bio. I'm not just hawking it because I'm hawking it. I love this. This is life-changing. I can start making a bow and walk away and it stays put. I cannot hold a bow with my hand. I got really bad, my pinky's messed up. So trying to hold stuff with my hand just doesn't work. And this is much more manageable for me. And I really stink at hand bows. So that's why we're going to use this tool today. I'm going to take out my pin. So we're going to start with this bottom layer here. So I'm weird. I always like to dovetail it first. So what a dovetail is there's wire in here and wire down here. You always want to use wired ribbon because it lets you shape it and it holds its shape. If you don't use wired ribbon, you're not going to like the end result. So this is wired ribbon. Now I'm going to dovetail it. So I take the 2 wired ends, push them together, cut from the inside out toward, ooh, that happy snap, out toward the wire. And there we go, a nice happy tail. So let's figure out how long we want this to be on the pumpkin. I don't want it to be too long, but I don't want it to be too short. I mean, I want this to be fuller, but not huge and wide. So I think we're going to go with, so that is touching 7 inches after I've cut it. So I've got it in here, right? This left-hand side, this would be easier to explain if it were printed. But this is the front side of the bow. I want to see the back. I have to pinch and twist. So essentially, pinch and twist, right? So this is the back side of the bow. You can sort of see the wire, the stitching to hold the wire in there a little bit. I'm going to pull that around, and I think we're going to do 6-inch loops at the bottom. So I'm going to kind of measure out. Yeah, it looks like a 6-inch loop, and I'm going to push that down. Yep, that is 6 inches on the left-hand side. I'm going to pinch and twist, and then come back around the other side. Oh, it's stuck on his teeth. His teeth are messed up. They're kind of like mine. He's missing some teeth on the bottom, too. I feel you, Jack. I feel you. I feel your pain, man. All right. So here we go. So this, I'm going to cut this ribbon a little bit past 7 because I have to dovetail it, and that's going to take a little bit of the length off. So you can see, here we go, 7 and 7. Now, I'm going to we're not going to have this all going down the same way. We're going to do a funky bow. So
I'm going to speed up the process for the ruffles that are remaining on the bottom part of the ring.
So
but again, it's just alternating like the different colors. Pink on bottom, black on top, and black on bottom, pink on top.
All right.
And keep doing that till you finish the bottom ring.
Take that off the bottom, just so it doesn't go spinning around. All right, here we go. Take the pin off. I love this plaid pattern. I love it. This is just a bit of a thinner ribbon. Otherwise, maybe I would have left off the bottom black layer, but I don't want my loops to be floppy. All right, so if these tails, that end came out at 7 inches, this one is going to kind of come in at like 6.5. All right. Now so I started the opposite side. Before I started from right to left, now I'm going left to right. This loop is going to come around, and that last one was 6, so this one's going to be at like 5.5. And then I pinch and twist. All right, and then I bring this loop around again, and this loop has to be at 5.5. So here we go. 5.5. All righty. And I'll cut this one out. Okay, I'll cut him off at 7 so that when I do snip it, it should be 6.5-ish. It's not an exact science, but you know, you don't want to be able to look at it and visually say that that doesn't look right. Alrighty, so now what we're going to do is pull this loop down and that tail go up to the top. And then this loop here and then a tail down. And as we're going through, you can see I don't want things to be overlapping. Oh wait, I'm going to lose a pumpkin. Come back. There we go. The pumpkin almost rolled off the table. As you can see here, I can see black, and then I see plaid, and then the black, and then the plaid. And it goes all the way around, so nothing is hidden right now. Everything's having its time to shine in the sun. All right, so we've got this one finished. We're going to go to the next one. Now, the next one is the fun one. That is the cool pattern. It is the candy corn patterned ribbon. Whee! Here we go. All right. It's a fresh spool, too, so I got a whole bunch. So I'm going to dovetail it. You probably want to dovetail everything at the end. I'm just weird that way. All right, now I'm going to go back, and I'm going to start putting this tail in on the other side. This one's going to come out to 6. You can see I'm kind of coming in a little bit like a half inch, I mean, you know, as we come in with each loop. With
and
each
continue
layer,
adding the ruffles around
right
the top layer.
The exact same size. Here we go. But again, I don't want my smaller 1.5 inch candy corn ribbon to be too small either on the loops. Like, we don't want that. All right. Here we go. And I came out to 6.5. Boom. Here we go. All right. So that does it for all of our 2.5 inch. And I'm still going to start playing with these. I like to keep the loops. I kind of put them where I want as I go. It makes it easier when you're all done and you pull everything tight. Now we're going to do 1.5 inch layer. This is just a simple orange, white, and yellow. Because I didn't want to have black with candy corn and then black with candy corn on top of it, right? But I also didn't want that plaid to be on top of the candy corn. So I'm adding in this extra additional layer just to kind of break it up a little bit. Here we go. I'm going to come in from the left and go over to the right. And this loop will be like 4 3/4. It's kind of funny to get it that exact, but that's what we're gonna do. There. It's gonna come out here. Trim it. I love making bows. It's one of my favorite things. I used to not like it until I started using the Easy Bows Design Pro, or just the Easy Bow in general. It just made it so much easier. Loved it so much better. All right. So tell me, what have you guys been up to this weekend? Did anybody do anything really fun? Did you guys get any of your decor out yet for fall or Halloween? I did not. Best laid plans. I thought my plans did better me watching the Trolls movies with my daughter last night instead of putting stuff out. All right. So then this one, tail's going to come in at like 5.5. All right. And then the loop is going to come in. It's about, this is about 4.5. All right, this is our last one. Make sure it's 4.5. Yep. All right. Now we're going to get to the fun stuff, guys. I love sticking stuff in there. The reason I like it is kind of weird. It's like it's a control freak thing, right? I like shoving it in there and knowing that I put it in there and it's going to stay and it ain't going anywhere. It's a control issue. Because I think sometimes life feels so out of control that crafting and controlling the result of what comes out makes us feel like we have some control over our crazy lives that can just be sometimes going in directions we don't want. So that is why I like crafting and what I do. It's a control issue. Plus, you know, I'm just a control freak, so. All right, so what I'm going to do, let me get this in the ribbon. Get in there, baby. Oh, come on. Okay, let me get the ribbon out of the way. Now we're going to take it out of here. So I need two things. I need a black zip tie, and I'm also going to take a little bit of a black pipe cleaner. I don't need the whole thing. I only got like a half piece here, okay? So I'm going to take this whole thing, and we're going to grab it like a sandwich, like a big honking BLT that you don't want any of the layers to fall out. I'm going to grab it real tight. So I got a good grip. I like to support underneath it with my middle finger. I give it the finger. And I'm going to put my pipe cleaner on the back. I'm going to wrap the zip tie all the way around this. It probably didn't need to be such a long one, but that's just what I grabbed. All right. So I've got it tight, but it hasn't been fully tightened all the way yet. I want to make sure everything looks good. I don't see any cause for concern. Nothing I need to fix. Looking good. All right. Now, in order to make the loops really pop, tighten that thing within an inch of its life. All right? And snip off the end. So now I'm left with this pipe cleaner. I'm going to twist it around. Now, I can't just take the pipe cleaner and stick it in the foam because it won't go. It's not hard enough. This is where you could take a pick, and you just could wrap it around, right? You wrap it around real tight, and then you secure it with glue. And then, this is where you would stick it in. Obviously, it could be shorter. You could adjust the length. But that's how to hold it on there. I'm going to use a pick machine, and I will show you what that looks like. It's very, very heavy, though. Do not drop it. Your fall decor's out already. Oh, my gosh. Went Christmas shopping at Hobby Lobby. I've got to go there this week. They have these tree toppers I use for my tomato cage trees. I've never used theirs, but I saw Designs by Jordan was there, and I saw a snowman one. I got to get it. All right, here comes the pick machine. You can pick your friends. You can pick your nose. But don't pick your nose with a pick machine. So this is really, really heavy. But basically it's a Steel Pix, Steelpix. That is this machine, and what I can do is, so first of all, I'm going to cut it so I only have maybe about less than an inch left on that pipe cleaner. I push my handle forward, and that brought forward one of these picks. You can see that pick right here. So the pick is laying flat right now. It's waiting for me to put something in it and then push down on the handle. So I'm going to take the ribbon and put it as close, get this thing as close and as flat on that pick as I can, as close to the base of the ribbon. And I push down on the handle, and the teeth are going to come around it and grab it and make it really tight. Ooh, and make everything slide off. And then I just pull it out, and here we go. It has made a pick. I can now easily insert this into the floral foam, whereas before I probably would have struggled. And after doing that enough times, I did invest in the Steel Pix, but they can run, about $100 or so. So if you really make a lot of stuff like this, I do highly recommend it, but also don't break the bank. All right, so I'm going to move this Steel Pix over to the left because I might use it again for my other stuff. All right, so now I've got my trusted glue gun. I use a Surebonder. I got it from Walmart. It's like $12, super cheap. I also use, where's my glue sticks? I use full-size Gorilla glue sticks because this holds up well in hot and cold temperatures here. I'm in Chicago, and our weather is crazy. So, all right, so here's Mr. Pumpkin. Now we're going to figure out, where do we want to put this in? And I'm kind of thinking, kind of like here. A little back, because I don't want anything covering his eye. So like that loop kind of coming here close to his eye is about as close as I'd want to go. So I kind of see, okay, the pick went in here. So I'm going to put some glue on the pick. And I'm going to be really careful that I don't burn myself, because I always burn myself. It never fails. And I'm going to kind of push it in on a bit of an angle, because the pick is long, but I only have about an inch or so of room of depth that I can go. Now let's see. Try to come forward a little bit. There we go. All right. So here we go. Once we start putting some of the mesh ruffles and stuff underneath here, it's going to pop up a little bit more. But for right now, I like it because I can still see his face. Right? So he's in there. He's looking pretty good. All right. So now we get to start putting in the fun stuff, guys. Here come the fun stuff. All right. I think I'm going to start by putting some of the picks in first, and then I'll put in the mesh ruffles. So where I think I want to start with is this. Now, I'm going to take this all apart because there are multiple stems on here. What I want to make sure I do when I'm working with a pumpkin like this is, he's not particularly heavy, right? So he's not really heavy. I got to make sure that I distribute this weight evenly so that it doesn't flop to one side or it doesn't rear its head backwards. So I'm going to have to make sure I bring some of the weight forward as well. You can also get those glass beads from like the Dollar Tree, the dollar store, and you can add them in here, like the clear ones. You can just put them inside in the bottom of his mouth. That'll reflect more light, but it also gives it some weight, so it's not going to go flopping all over the place. All right, so I'm going to pull all this apart. See? Now some of these look sharp. I might be able to. Ooh, that could work. Okay, let me get my trusty snips. My glue gun holder. This is from Susie's Wreaths and Things. This is awesome because check it out. This is a tile and it just pops right out, and I can just go scrape all the gunk off. Here, let me also, here, wipe all the glitter off. But it's not going to burn anything. I burnt a hole through my table because I had put it down, and I will never make that mistake again. And she's got a sale right now. I think it's 20% off. Go look on my profile, but there's a link to her in my profile. She's got everything on sale this weekend. I think it runs through tonight, so I would say run. If you like it, go. Do not wait. Do not pass go. She also has the mesh roller. All right, so I'm taking the tag off, we don't want to mini pearl this, right? Okay, so I'm going to separate out. Here's the ones that I have that have some candy corn stuff on there. There's 4 of them. And then I have some that are just black. So I don't want to end up thinking I have more than I have and then it looks unbalanced. So I'm going to start by putting some of these in here. And I don't need it to be that long, so I'm going to trim this off because I don't think I really want this arrangement to be super, super tall. Maybe like that tall at the most for the height, if you can see. Like here, like that tall. And as I work on this, I might have to move you guys back a little further. Maybe I'll do that now so you can see the height of the whole project. There we go. Sorry. Hopefully nobody got seasick from that. All right. So I'm going to put this one in. These are just they're black, so I'm just going to put these down there. I want the ones with the candy corn to really kind of be more of the top layer. So I'm going to put some glue in there. And it's fun to go shopping and see what they've got at the different stores and find the different things that go with your theme and your decor. So I love doing that. Okay, I put one in there. And I do have another one of these, so if I end up going short, I can always get another one. I want to kind of make sure, kind of put them in there evenly. So I'll put another one right down here. Oh, here we go. I heard it go in. That's good. That one's in there. Go further around the back. Let's snip off some of this. Here we go. This is my favorite part. I love shoving it in there and it stays. I love the most when I do it and I don't burn myself. Because like, the pain is real. If you've ever burned yourself badly with a glue gun, like literally, I have cried. All right. I'm going to put another one in there in the back. All right. So this is kind of what it's looking like so far with just a first little layer on there. You can kind of see where it's going to go. All right, now I think I might want to start putting some mesh in here. Now, I was originally going to put some of this yellow and orange, but I think I want to go black. I think this is, I don't know, I think it's too much yellow and orange. I want to add some drama. I'm going to go with my black ruffles. So I have 3 of these made. I might have to make a 4th. We'll see. But I'm going to put one in here. This way, this also kind of helps cover up the stems that you've already put in there. All right. 1. Probably underneath here. I always feel bad. I'm like, I hope this doesn't hurt the guy. Then I remember it's just going into his toupee. It's not really going into his head. And also, he's not real. All right, push that one in there. And sometimes I'll use the mesh to actually push on top of it because I don't want to use my finger. Because I burned myself. All right, now this last one, I'm going to put it kind of right in the middle. Whee! Yeah, I'm glad I made the black mesh. And I like this one because it's more of a sparkly mesh. This is not a value mesh. This is a bit thicker mesh, and I think I got this at Craft Outlet. All right, I'm pushing that one in through the top. Awesome. We can start seeing that it's filling in, right? It's filling in. And now you see how the bow is kind of starting to pop up a little more from behind because it's got some support now, which is exactly what we wanted. We wanted it to have a little bit of support. All right. Pull this through here. This is looking good. Oh, I'm loving this. I was going to sell it, but I don't know. I kind of want to keep it. We always do that, right? Oh, I'm going to sell it and then keep it. These pumpkins. So this pumpkin this one I got from the at-home store, but I also did see them at Walmart. So they had him there too. I think they were $9.99 both places. I haven't made anything with the Walmart ones yet. Those were a bit more orangey. This is a bit of a deeper orange from the at-home store. I know they do ship, but I also know not everybody lives near one. So, but Walmart ships. And I would say, go get your stuff now, don't wait. All right, now I'm going to put in some of these on the top because this has the candy corn theme on there. So the only tricky part is now I kind of have to make sure that I don't want to put it directly in through the mesh. So I have to feed it through where there's already gaps in the mesh. You could always poke it through the mesh if you really wanted to. If whatever you're working with is thick enough, go for it. I just, for this one, don't want to do that. And I also want to make sure as I go through this that I don't want it to be strictly like a straight line. Like it's got to, you're going to be looking at this from behind and from the side as well. So that's why we got to make sure that it kind of all comes out the way it's supposed to. Nothing looks lopsided. It looks balanced from all sides. All right. And who knows? I may use some of these florals. I may not. It's like I like to have all this stuff ready, and then I can decide as I go through because best laid plans. I could think, oh, I'm totally going to do that. It's going to look great. And then I go to do it, and it looks like too much. Just because you have all the supplies that match doesn't mean you have to use them all. It took me a while to learn that. All right, him, I'm going to kind of put, I think, kind of over here. Like I want to bring some of the candy corn stuff up this way. I feel like I need some touch of color under there. So we're going to kind of bend this one a little bit because he's going to kind of angle down. But that's why I like using all these picks that they have wires in there so you can bend it and really control where it goes and what it looks like. All right, I'm going into your toupee, buddy. Ooh. Ooh, there we go. Here we go. I don't like that. All right, so I'm going to pull it out. I'm going to pull it out before it got too hot. I'm going to move it back a little. It was up too far and it kind of looked a little weird. Well, I feel like I just put it in the same spot again. What am I doing? I don't know. Ugh. There we go. Maybe if I think the problem is I need to bend it down. There we go. I had to bend it. It was coming out a little too far. All right. Because we're going to have all sorts of stuff coming out from him. So this candy corn, which candy corn pumpkin? You mean the one that I'm making right now? Or like part of one of the supplies? Because this will actually be listed on sweetariadecor.com either tonight or tomorrow once I'm finished with it. I do sell my work through sweetariadecor.com. That takes you right to my Etsy site. It's just a quick redirect. It's just easier to say it to people that way. Is there a way we don't see the foam through the eyes and mouth? I can put some more whatchamacallit, some more Spanish moss under there if we still end up seeing that too much, but it's going to be up like this. No one's going to look at your pumpkin like that. You're coming at it like this. Is that what you meant by seeing the foam? Because by the time we get a lot of stuff in there, you're not really going to see a lot of it, and I can end up trimming some of these things too, but it should be pretty well covered. But I don't like that you can see all the inner workings in there with the LED stuff. So that's why I mentioned putting those glass beads in there from the dollar store, you know, like 2 or 3 bags worth. It's going to weigh the pumpkin down so it doesn't move. But it's also, the light will still come through, and I think it might reflect. I'll try that later once we're done, and I'll see what that looks like. All right, so let's see what we're going to go to now. Yeah, flowers I'm going to wait to the end. I kind of think, okay, again, here's what I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to put in. I know for sure I want to use these. I think I want to use these too. So I want to put these in first. So let me get sorry. I realized like an hour ago, I'm like, I should take the price tags off all this stuff. But then I thought, then I wouldn't remember to tell you where I got it from. So I left it on. But now it's like impossible to get off. Like craft stores, hey, can we maybe make it a little bit easier to get these labels off? Like spend 50% of our time crafting and 50% trying to get the stupid labels off. Like I need to see the black stem. I don't want to see that, and I don't have time to go get a hairdryer and melt it and peel off the label and all that. That's not very fun. Nobody likes that. Make your stuff easier, man. Ugh. Yuck. No, now it's getting all over my manicure. Sorry, this is the boring part. I know. This is boring. No one's enjoying watching this. I'm not enjoying doing it if it makes you feel any better. My stomach's going, hey, I'm hungry. Feed me. And I'm going, I just fed you 3 hours ago. What do you want? All right. All right. Well, I'm going to have to kind of hide that because, like, All right. So I think I want to make sure I got one kind of like right up the front. So like right there, which means I can probably snip off a little bit. What I can do when I'm done too is if we can still see this, I can color that in with a Sharpie. That's always not a bad idea. Sharpies are the best for everything, except don't stick it in your pocket and wash your clothes in your washing machine. Ask me how I know. Alrighty. Ick. Alright, hey! There we go. Alright, so now I think this is sharp enough to go in the foam without having to put a pick on the end. So I'm just going to stick some glue on there. If I'm wrong, I'll pull it out and then I'll stick it in the pick machine. Let's see what we can get. Oh, it went in. Perfect. Ah, perfect. And I can go down a little bit more on the length, but see, I don't want it to push down like by any of the loops. So I think the height on that is great. Loving it. All right. I do have another one. I think I might probably put it more toward like the back over here. because I'm going to want to have some stuff coming out the back there. So let's go do that. Okay, now that came off a lot easier. All right, and I'm going to cut again about maybe like an 1.5 inches or so off of the bottom of that stick. These are my favorite snips. My daddy gave them to me. He used them all the years when he was working as a heating and air. He did like commercial boilers and stuff. All right, so that's kind of like, you can see that poking out from here, poking out from here. Now I want to add some more fun stuff kind of along the back here. You know, I want to see some stuff poking out. So we're going to spread these throughout the whole pumpkin head. So here we go. My Halloween ribbons, I believe I got most of these from Craft Outlet. You can also check Deco Exchange. There's a link in my bio, but I think that's where most of them came from. All right. I have to snip some of this tape so that I can pull these out. All right, there we go. I'm going to separate these out. So I have 5 of these. 1, 2, 3. Ooh. I'm sending pieces down my shirt, guys. Hey, this is TikTok. This is not OnlyFans. No, we're not doing that. All right. This one, I think I might leave this together. Yeah, right there on the height. I might leave these two together. And I like how they're kind of going in different directions. I don't want to literally manipulate these too much because there's all this stuff stuck on there the way it is. But I think I'm going to come in and I'm going to start kind of right back here with these. So I might have to take some more out. Hold on a second. I'm going to take a little bit more off, just like a 1/2 inch. Because what I don't want is all of a sudden the height starts getting taller and taller and taller. I've done that. And then all of a sudden I'm like, that's really, really big. Okay. I'm going to hold Mr. Pumpkin as I push this in. Oh, nice. There's something satisfying. You feel it go into the foam and it stays. I don't know. There's just something about it that just, I enjoy it. I thoroughly, thoroughly enjoy it. All right. Now this one, I don't think this one's going to be strong enough to go in by itself, but I'm going to give it a shot. If I'm wrong, I'll use the pick machine. It went. I had to hold it very, very close to the point on there, but it went. Okay, now I think these other two, I might be able to leave these two. No, I'm not liking that. All right. So this one, I want it to kind of come out, you know, kind of coming out this way a little bit. Coming out that way and a little bit down. So let's cut a little bit more off. There we go, don't tell. Ooh, let's get some of this paper off too. So here, I don't want all the paper to unravel, so I'm going to put a little glue on there. Kind of wrap it around. There we go. Snip. Now I'm going to glue it. I have a feeling this one's not going to go in because that is a very thin looking wire. Thin is good, but not right now. Oh, you know what? That one kind of wants to go on down there. Okay, that's in there pretty good. Now this one, oh, this one's kind of jacked. All right. This one, I think I'm going to put a pick on there, but I want to check what I want for my height. All right. I'll be right back. I'm going to put this in my pick machine. Oh, I almost knocked over my Diet Coke. I don't want to do that. Yes, Carla, I will be selling this. and Lisa. I will have this. If you sign up for, if you go over to Sweet Aria Decor and you sign up to like the shop, I think you get notifications every time that there's something new added to the shop. So you would know as soon as it's posted that I could ship this out tomorrow. I can't yet say what I'm gonna. I don't. Sorry, I don't know what I'm all putting in here, so I can't really speak to how much it would be right now. But I'd probably work through that, and you would see that price listed on sweetariadecor.com. So you can go favorite the shop there, and you will see it. Okay, all right. This is kind of going good, guys. I'm liking this. I'm liking this. Now I do have. Okay, I have the cupcakes, but let me tell you, I think that's too much. I don't want to do it. I'm going to save it for something else. I don't want to overdo it because I still have these to put in. And to me, I'd rather put these in than the cupcake picks. So, and I could always stick the cupcakes in later should I feel like it needs more, but I don't think so. Again, sometimes we don't want to overdo it. No, it's too much. I think I'm going to have one. Now, it's almost a little too much coming down there. There we go. I don't like that you can see that much there. I might stick like a black. Oh, I know. Okay. We're doing something. We're doing something. I'm going to take one of these black flowers. I'm going to snip it, glue it, and I can stick that in here. We can cover so we're not going to see this. So it's almost like it's got a little something sticking out of his head. There we go. I like that. There we go. It covers the fact that there's, now we don't see the Spanish moss. Look, I don't like Spanish moss. I mean, it covers stuff. It's great. It smells and it's disgusting to use and it makes a mess. But it's what works. Okay, so now we're going to start putting some more picks in. I'm going to trim this guy off. See how far in we can get him. I don't want to come out any higher than the height that I currently have. But I could always, when I'm done, if I'm not happy, I could add some more stuff in there. See what's going on with the height. There we go. You don't have to press it in too far, but see how, like, you can see it's got a clear view, nothing's blocking it. Got some mesh here and stuff, but overall, I think that's a great spot. And this is going to come back around a little bit. That's why I love using stuff that's wired. I can even curl that up a little bit more there. Okay, we got that guy in there. I'm going to put, I do have like a 3-pack of these. I did also think about sticking one right in here, and I think I might do that now. In the center of the bow. I think that would be kind of cute. I usually do that. I call that making a sweet center. I like that. Yeah, I'm actually going to be making some more candy corn themed bows. So you will be able to find that on my website probably tomorrow at some point. Okay, so I'm gonna glue him in kind of like this. All right, so he'll kind of be in there like that. So I'm going to put the glue kind of around his back there. Not over gluing, but just enough where it's going to stay. I just think that it adds like a cute little surprise something. The surprise center. Like the Tootsie Roll Tootsie Pop. How many licks does it take to get to the center? My husband loved those Tootsie Pop drops, right? I don't know if you guys remember those. They're not around anymore, but they're basically Tootsie Pops, but they were just teeny tiny little drops, and they sold them in a box. And he would take them to the movie theater and sit there and go crunch, crunch, crunch. And it drove me nuts. But let me tell you, what I would not give to be able to hear that sound again. Oh, but yeah, the Tootsie Pop thing is yeah. All right, let me clean off some of this gunk here. I like to kind of clean up the glitter as I go because I don't want all the other attachments I'm working with to end up being covered with the residue of the other stuff. So, oh gosh, it's all over me. Oh, I'm going to find this in my house for like the rest of the year. All right, let's see what else we're going to add. I got some more candy corn picks. We got one over here. So let's maybe try to go, maybe something coming out down here a little bit, I think. We're neglecting this spot over here. So let's put one in there. And I'm really surprised by the quality of these Dollar Tree candy corn picks, guys. Normally I'm like, if it's going to be, you know, a nicer, pricier item, I wouldn't put it in there, but they're pretty good. I'd say they kind of rival the Michaels ones. I mean, not the pumpkins, but the... Let's see where they're going to go. All right. I'm going to put about like an inch of glue at the end of that stick. Lift up the bow, so I don't want to get glue on the bow. And I can go right into that foam on the bottom and push it in. And there we go. It's kind of sticking out. And I like it. I like it. It's getting there. I think maybe just one more candy corn stick. We have to go look at our back now, and I'm kind of thinking that this spot right here needs a little something. So we're gonna go put them in there. And then I think we just might add the florals and kind of call it done. We don't want to go crazy. Oh. So I will say, I think the other one that I had made similar to this, it was kind of it was a witch theme. Used a lot of stuff in there, and I think that one was listed for, I think it was $99. This might end up, this will be, oh, I don't know, these branches were quite a bit. This might be close to. All right, picking off the sticker. Ugh. Oh man, my back's hurting. Can't wait to go watch HGTV after this in the recliner. All right, let's see. I want it to kind of stand up a little bit. So this one, I might end up actually poking this one through the mesh. So let me see how far in this goes. I'm not cutting anything off the bottom. I'm just poking them right on through. And I have to hold it closer to the end of the stick. There we go. So that it actually goes into the foam and not bend. There it goes. Now I can bend it. Perfect. It kind of filled that out a little bit there. I think we're looking good, guys. This is looking good. Now what I want to do is I think bend this one down a little bit. Kind of take off the height. But see, all I have to do is bend the wire down a little bit, and it kind of took some of the height off there. So that looks, I think, a little bit better. Okay, so let me do, pull that one forward. Okay, here we go. Let's look for any empty spots we have. I might put in some florals. Maybe. I think I'm going to go add in some florals now. I think a couple of these little orange ones might go nicely. They're not too massive, but I do want to push up the leaves. I want to make sure I've got the leaves in there. So let's see how tall that one would be. And again, I'm going to have to hold this pretty tight down toward the bottom of the stem so it doesn't bend. I should not have used the Loctite foam spray. That was a mistake. It was a mistake. Get in there. Okay. So that just went in there. Try to push it in a little further. All right. I like that because now it's kind of, it's taken up, there was a void there I wasn't too happy about. I see another spot. I want to use a black flower. And that was kind of like right down here. I want to see a little something in there. So let's maybe take a little bit more off. Again, being very careful not to overdo, but to fill in the spots. I don't want it to look like I started and ran out of supplies, right? I want it to look like, you know, this is full but not Crazy. That did not work. All right, hold on. I gotta find a better spot. Oh, I know where I'll put it now. Okay. Sorry. Ooh. Oh, it's sticking to me. I always do that. It's all gluing and sticking to me. Here we go. I'm going over the mesh into the foam. There we go. And you see how that kind of just a little bit, not too much. I'm not putting a whole bunch of florals in there, just enough. I'm going to do another one down under there. All right. I'm going to have to put another glue stick in a minute. I'm glue happy. What can I tell you? All right. Let's go in. There we go. All right, let me get another glue stick. Glue, it's sticky. Ha, sorry. Okay. Oh, thank you, Kimberly. I really appreciate that. I love doing what I do. Crafting is amazing therapy. I've been through, I lost my husband almost 3 years ago, and it was devastating. And I find that crafting is truly fantastic therapy. You work through so much stuff. Like I said before about, sometimes in life you can't control everything, but when you craft, I can control what goes in where, and I can control what it looks like, and it helps. Hobby Lobby does not take my insurance, though. I asked, and they're like, no, but we take your Visa. I'm like, well, good thing I got one of those. Okay. I think we're looking good. I do want to I think I need a flower kind of in the top there. I'm going to go for, what's the best looking here? This is, I think, the fullest looking one that I have. I'm just going to cut it off the base and see how tall it needs to be. Okay, a little bit more. I don't want it to be too tall, but I don't want it to be so short that I got to tuck it in there too far. A little bit shorter. But again, it only has to go about an inch into the foam, because these are not heavy. Now, these are a little bit heavier. The curl's a little bit heavier. Okay, come on. Get in there. The problem is sometimes if I try to stick it in a spot that's already had something attached nearby, that glue is already in there, so it's like you're trying to penetrate the dried glue to get in there, and that can be kind of a pain. All right, I want to put this in. See if I can go a little further in. Come on, go down just a little bit more. All right. On that, and I think I want to put one more floral right in here. We may not see very much of it, but I just need to know it's there to kind of give some support. Okay, perfect. I think we're almost done, guys. I think so. This is crazy. This is cray. Ooh, ooh. Heard it go in. So satisfying. All right. So, let me get some of this out of the way. Let's take a look. Let's assess now. We can always still add more stuff, but it's harder to take it out once it's in there. It's not impossible. You can always snip it off, but then you lose some height on your stems. So we don't want to do that. Okay, so let's take a look. Glue gun out of the way. Okay, the grand reveal. Dun, 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 dun. All right. All right, fix your loop. Fix your hair. Fix your bangs, man. All right. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. We're going around. You know what? For effect. Let me put the lights on. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Ooh. It's like showing off a new hairstyle at the salon. Do, do, do. As you can see, it looks good from all sides. It looks filled in. There's nothing no gaps, no spots really that I saw where I would put anything. I think we are good. The light up pumpkin, this one came from the at home store. However, I've also seen them at Walmart. Both are good. The pumpkin and the candy corn. So this candy corn pumpkin was from Michael's. These little foam ones came from Dollar Tree. These curly cues came from Alexander and Company, and these branches came from Joann. And the florals came from Walmart yesterday for like $3.98 or $3.97. I thought they were a really good deal. It's not like super expensive silk florals, but they're very nice, and they've got glitter on them and everything. So I think that's all the stuff I used. All the ribbon came from Craft Outlet. So I got that from there, but you can find a lot of these patterns also at Deco Exchange, has them as well. There's an affiliate link to them in my bio. So let me see what else. Oh, orange flower on the other side. You mean like kind of like right in here? Kind of like, or somewhere like back in here? I got a black one in there. I think I'm okay on that, but maybe if I pull that one down, I'm going to pull that one down. Okay, I'm going to stick an orange one in there just for you. Good idea. Good idea. Oh, Adrienne, yeah, thank you. Hopefully, it sounds like you probably know what it's like to using crafting as therapy. It honestly saved me, gave me something to focus on. And I think if more people crafted, I think the world would be a better, well-adjusted place. I also think that there should be support meetings held weekly at Hobby Lobby. Okay, all right. I added in that pop of orange right there, and I like it. I think you're right. There we go. See? Perfect. So we got 1, 2, 3. Kind of goes along with the rules of 3. You typically kind of want 3 of everything. I didn't put a third pumpkin in, though, because I think that was getting a little big. Let me see. Oh, Kimberly. Yeah, you did candy corn. I love candy corn. It's just, it's a happy thing. And I bought 2 bags of it when I was at Menards, so I think I'll be snacking on some of that tonight. If you go to sweetariadecor.com, and if you follow the shop, then it should give you notifications as to when new items get added. And this will be available there. I probably actually have enough materials to make a second similar one. So if this one sells out and you're still interested, you can message me and I can always do a custom one for you. So that'll be probably listed down there tomorrow. And you can also find me on Facebook, and I'm here on TikTok. And I'm just trying to, in addition to making stuff, I like to show other people how to do it too. Because again, like I said, crafting is therapy, and I think we all could use a little more support and well-adjustment in our lives. And candy corn. All right. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Oh, the candy corn pumpkins, I said, sorry, that was from Michael's. But thank you so much for watching tonight. I really appreciate it. You guys are so awesome for hanging in there with me. Thank you so much. Now go get yourselves a snack and enjoy the last hour of this holiday weekend, right? All right. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. You can follow me on Facebook and TikTok, and you can also see all of my available creations at sweetariadecor.com.